Hey guys, it's the Nightmare Rider here. This is going to be one of my numerous unscripted update videos, which are, of course, the intermittent thing about my intermittent videos. Yeah, I'm not very consistent with video making, am I? Just as I'm not inconsistent with writing. Oh well. But anyway, this is just going to be a quick update of things to come and, stuff I want to do with this channel, and also concerning some recent spoilers with on the front of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Because you guys know, the few of those who watch my videos know that, I review the series, and I'm going to be covering every episode of Season 3 and maybe a few episodes prior to that. And there's been a lot of controversy over some recent spoilers over the Season 3 finale. But first I'll go to the updates. So that anyone who doesn't want to have spoilers can just stop the video, early and just be done with it. I'm just going to say quickly that videos will not exactly be regular because I feel that I'm more of a writer than a video producer. I can kind of edit audio stuff together, and time basic images and that, and kind of also perhaps, change the audio on Windows Movie Maker so that the audio from what I say is over that of which the video audio is. But it's very time consuming, and because Windows Movie Maker is an absolute bitch to use and crash, and I have no idea how to use Sony Vegas, I feel that I'm just playing up to my talents by keeping these reviews mainly audio only with minimal editing, mainly in terms of editing of sound, because like I said, I'm more of a writer than I am a video producer. My talent is in writing, scripting, and just getting the words out, getting the information and analysing the piece of media, rather than producing any particular high quality of video that would be expressing needs. If you want to experience both great reviews of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and any other I might find, I will start adding some to the channel, list of recommended channels, as well as a description of this. The description of this is going to be mainly brony videos, but you get the idea. Anyway, I'll just say before I get on to spoilers that there are more reviews coming. I have two written in written format, which if you really want, I'll, link below and kind of give you a reason not to watch the video. But if you just want to hear them in spoken word and just stick some audio in the background, that's what you'll get. Anyway, onto the whole spoiler thing. Yeah, stop the video now if you do not want spoilers, okay? Okay, 3, 2, 1, stop the video. The whole Twilight Alicorn debacle. Oh yeah. The latest shitstorm that has been gripping the Brony community, because, as we all know, people on the internet who are in any form of fandom do not like change. At all. No, they do not. And as a result, when the news broke that Twilight Sparkle in the season finale is going to be crowned as a princess and become an alicorn, there'll be a shitstorm a brewing, me hearties. There'll be a shitstorm a brewing. I consider myself a reasonable, open-minded person. It's because I was open-minded that I got into this show to begin with. I'm a fan of fantasy literature, and so I use that love of fantasy literature to fuel my desire to give the show a chance. And I also like analysing it, and the fact that the show gives me something to analyse, and it's a kids' show that I can break down and discuss the themes and how each episode plays out, as well as the creative intentions behind it. I feel that that's the real magic of the show, and why I love it so much, and why I continue to give it a chance even through some lackluster episodes, because all TV shows are gonna have bad episodes. There's no question about that. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is no exception. I'm going to reserve full judgment on this episode until I have seen it, until it is aired, and I will write an honest and fair review of it. Even the episodes I personally hate or did not quite enjoy, I will still try to find some positive merits within it to give it a fair critique and give you guys the most honest possible outlook and overview on this episode so that you can decide whether, based on my words alone or on the words of many other people to contrast your own views with, so that you can decide whether this media is worth your time. As such, I do have a couple of issues with the whole Twilight Alicorn thing, but they aren't quite what you think. I understand that, as Golden Fox 17 pointed out, I think it was, this does seem to be a natural evolution of a character arc, considering how much she was training her magic and constantly improving herself, and is a student of Princess Celestia herself. It kind of makes sense that her magic would come up to this level where she's changing the destinies and will ascend to becoming a princess and an alicorn because her magic has ascended. From a character point of view, I have one issue with this. To me, this feels like a betrayal of a key part of what made her special. She was supposed to be the nerdy every pony who was just another one of the girls in this case, and is a balanced character that just fits within her circle of friends. She is no more or no less than all of the other ponies. She is a balanced character, and even though she is kind of the leader when it comes to the elements of harmony, when it comes to your average episode, she is just as flawed, and she has just as much growth and lessons to take on as any of the other ponies in there. It feels like it's an equal term of the relationship, and she feels like one of the most relatable characters within this show. And so I feel that making her an alicorn and making her a princess that kind of rises her above the other main six kind of robs her of that relatable quality. As we saw in Sweetie and the Elite, Twilight, just taking this very simple dress that, Rarity made for her and just going along with the party antics of her other friends and, just wanting to be part of Rarity's party rather than kind of ascend to any particular level, which Rarity was at least partially aspiring to because she was so, enthralled that these high-class ponies were really taking interest in her, but at the same end of the day, Rarity was the one in that episode who came down and said she is on the level of her friends, the lower class ponies, if you will, and even though their taste may be more simple and perhaps a bit lower class and lowbrow compared to these highbrow, high-class ponies, she is still their friend and she is still one of them. And I feel that is part of what makes Twilight a good character. And I fear that her ascending to be a princess may just rob her of that. My other issue is more to do with executive meddling, because after the whole Derpy Hooves controversy, which I think people had the right to get angry over because it's needless censorship and actually quite contradictory when it comes to being offended or treating special needs children, the fact that this came alongside the announcement that Derpy was being completely removed from it because of this controversy, and how Hasbro have basically mandated this change to Twilight Sparkle because they want to sell toys. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that this show is made to sell toys. It's a show by Hasbro, much like Transformers. The key profit is in the toy sales. And just like the Crystal Ponies with the toy line, they make a story and they revolve around it so that they can promote the particular toy line. Okay, I get that. But my problem is that there is a thing called executive meddling. I do not want Hasbro to be overreaching and fiddle too much within the creative control of the show and end up ruining it just to sell toys. They are looking at the numbers and the profit and not how good the quality of the show is to begin with, which is actually part of the market and would be a disastrous decision if they got too much creative control and ruined the actual story, because then they would be alienating a large market. But I feel that they are not taking that risk and they are just grabbing as more and more as they can. I hate to use a slippery slope fallacy, and I'm not going to claim for a second that this is definitely going to happen. I am just saying that this is a worry of mine. For those who are not familiar with tokusatsu, who may just watch my videos for My Little Pony, I will just give you a brief example and perhaps try to explain as best I can for those who are not familiar with the Kamen Rider franchise, which is a Japanese superhero show essentially. I will link you to a review by the tokusatsu reviewer Easy Rider, who went into more detail, but that show is a perfect example of executive meddling. It did very well with the new concept that had never been done before and was originally not going to be a Kamen Rider series, and just took so big a departure from the tropes and actually became very interesting because of it. But then, because of executive meddling, behind-the-scenes trouble, and changing hands with directors and the creative team, it ended up ruining in the second half because of so many character changes that just felt like a complete betrayal of everything that was good before it. Again, I am not saying that this will happen. I am going to give the show a chance, and I will honestly, hand on heart, trust the writers of the show to do their best and give us a decent story. Because so far, the opening and ending episodes of each season have been, at their worst, lackluster. There has been no bad episodes at the start or end so far. And even the bad episodes of the show are being held to a particular high standard because the writers and producers of the show, which Lauren Faust created, she was the genesis, she created this show with a high bar and a high standard of what kids shows can achieve, and so I think it's only fair to try and live up to those expectations which the creators of the show have shown perfectly able to do. As many other reviewers have pointed out, even those who have written those particularly bad episodes have actually come out and improved and made some of the better episodes of the season so far. After that, they learn from their mistakes and they generally improve it and get better with time. While this season may have been a bit hit or miss due to the number of episodes, I will still give this an honest chance. But I just feel that I should voice my, perhaps, maybe not frustrations, but mild concern, in that I am trying to be reasonable here, but still have some negative opinions on the whole Twilight Alicorn thing because of both the character and the overarching reach of Hasbro, especially with the whole complete removal of Derpy Hoops things. I hope you will join me for my review of the final episode, as I may have a lot to say about it, and again, I will try my hardest to give a fair and honest critique about it. Thank you very much for listening, and I shall see you in the next review.